guys, what's up? My name is Sambit C. I'm an NFT artist. Check out my NFT drops at nft.wazirex.com. What's up? Hi, my name is Sambit Chatterjee. I've been playing drums for the past 15 years, but my musical inspiration kind of comes from my father. He is a musician himself. He's a Grammy nominated musician. His name is Pandit Shubhen Chatterjee. He's the one who kind of inspired me to believe in the fact that you can still earn a living in a practical way, earn a living and still play the music that you love and you want to play. So that's where the basic first inspiration kind of came from. I've been creating music for it's been over 20 years because creation kind of started from the time I started playing tabla, which was around when I was 2 3 years old, and started making my own things, which was pretty random to begin with. But it's been around 20 years. I have had like small compositions here and there, some melody, some tabla beats. So that's where the whole feeling came that I can put in my word into the world of music, which is infinite, to say the least. My most preferred instrument will have to be anything percussive, whether it's drum or it's the kapu cajons that I play, or tabla. It's mostly percussion, but I kind of see all instruments as percussion. So even if it's piano or it's guitar or it's bass, it's the base idea is percussion, and then I kind of start exploring from there. So yeah, that's most of it, to give you a little bit of idea. So we artists kind of are always on the lookout for new adventures, new platforms, new ways, because especially in India, the kind of music that we play is very niche. So you can't really sell as much as you want to, and gone have gone the days of selling CDs and LPs. So music has become digital. So anything digital, it's more accessible because I can immediately sell it to someone who's in Netherlands, who's in Poland, who's in America, even in Bangladesh, which physically wasn't possible. And NFT probably is the best way to get to redeem, I must say, if I can use that word, to redeem your truest, the patrons of music and art. It's the best way to redeem your remuneration, because a lot of times third parties come in, labels come in, there are other people, if I must say, companies that kind of bulge in. So I think NFT is the only way where you can not just put your wanted price tag, whether someone accepts it or not, but for anything that is rare, which you have created is rare and is not present anywhere else. I think NFT is the best way to reach out directly to the seller and kind of start build a relationship that way. And it's not just for music. I think arts, design, visuals, NFT is just blasting, and it's just been it's in its adolescent phase. So I can't wait to see what NFT becomes as a whole identity in the next 5 years. So that's very exciting for all artists, for everyone. I think NFT will help me. First of all, as I said, that if there's something that is rare, which I feel everyone has something inside them which is rare, it will push an artist to make something, because a lot of times you kind of get into the trap of making something that the mass likes. But NFT is not that. It's how do you make something very unique, something very particular, which is what is inside you, and you couldn't do it because you had this pressure of mass creation, which you can still do anyway. But when you make an NFT, you have to put a very deeper, proper planned thought as to how you want your identity to be seen. And I think it will definitely benefit artists. As I said, that it will help bring out that, because I've been seeing a lot of art which generally wouldn't be accepted, but there are collectors out there who exactly want that. They want that weird art, and thanks to the buyers, we can kind of create something. Or maybe at some point of time you had created something but you didn't get the proper platform to sell it, but voila, there's NFT now, so you can definitely approach. And I'm sure every rare art has a rare collector attached to it. This is something that I keep saying, because I really believe in it, and I really believe in NFT for that. That if you are a rare artist, you have a rare seller out there who's going to, rare patron out there, not seller maybe, who's going to accept it and definitely give you that respect. Uh, I was very excited for this art form that I'm going to drop. So I belong, as I told you, my father is a classical musician. He's a tabla player, and I have been trained under the classical music for the past 25 odd years. And I've always wanted to infuse or fuse two forms of music, because I grew up listening to Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, and all these weird new metal sounds. And I always had this idea: what if I can fuse Indian classical with rock or hard rock, which has never been done. There are a lot of people who thought of doing it, but never kind of ended up doing it. So that's where my band, or my art kind of came in. My band's name is What Escapes Me. I mean, the art form that I play for a lot of other artists, but this is the first hard rock song ever in the history of music to have been played on a sarod. There was a sarod that was featured in this song, and this is the world's first ever track which ever had world's first ever hard rock track which was played on a sarod. And I was pretty excited to do it. There was a boom. We released it at a point of time, and there was a huge boom. People went mad. There are a lot of other musicians who started getting inspired from that, but the particular one that we're going to share is a very rare recording of the sarod with the track, which does not exist anywhere else. So only for you, who's the patron, who's the lover of such weird stuff, you're going to get this rare. And we are so happy and delighted to share this with Wazir X platform. I'm extremely kicked, and I can't wait to put it up. I'm really excited. I think it's in a way to kind of, it'll be a long shot, but it'll kind of in a way be to save the world, because the amount of wastage that we do while creating um, uh, hard copies of things. Once we make it digital, it's a renewable source of energy. You're not wasting paper, you're not wasting anything else. You actually, and also there's no depreciation of the art form. It keeps it stays its quality for the next thousand or even more, as long as human beings are there. It's digital to begin with, and the first thing of digital that we learn is there is no loss in transaction. So that's the first thing. And with India, I'm really excited because I've been investing in cryptocurrency for the past 1.5 years. With my band, another band that I play with, As We Keep Searching, we are very deeply into cryptocurrency. They got me introduced to it, and it's just recent that I've been seeing so many ads, so many people, which is great, I think, because I've always felt that India kind of waits for a point where people kind of get successful and then they kind of pounce on it, but not definitely not with the WazirX platform. It's I wouldn't call it soon. I would call it well timed, so that we are also in the game with all the world around, and we are at the top of our game, because I think India has some of the most brilliant artists, most unique artists, and not just now, for the past few thousand years. If you see the scriptures, if you see the sculptings, if you read all our novels and our myths, I think we are way ahead in the game. So guys, start working, start making your NFTs, because WazirX is going to blow, and we all want to be a part of this. Not me alone, not anybody else alone, because it's just lonely being alone. So all of us, everybody who's seeing this, start working. If you're an artist, if you're not, start practicing. It's high time. I mean, you still have tomorrow. So what are you waiting for? I don't know. I don't know. I think in general, the biggest roadblock that we face is the feeling of uncertainty, is when we kind of feel that maybe we'll not be successful, maybe we won't sell enough, maybe we won't make it. And now talking about India, we've always had this pressure of either becoming a doctor or engineer or an architect, because these are high paying jobs. So being an artist is always seen as a hobby. So that is society is the roadblock that I'm talking about, actually, if you see the larger picture. So these are roadblocks, and another so once you've crossed so let us say that you've crossed the society, you've crossed yourself, the fear. The biggest roadblock that we face nowadays are third parties, where the money that you because what you're seeing as an art is the outcome. It's just the tip of the iceberg, as people say, as they share memes nowadays. There's a whole mountain underneath it. Just see my room. There's so many equipment, so many microphones, practicing it, setting it up, learning this. So one art form can take 20 years of experience for you to experience it. For the patron to experience it. So I think that third party share of percentage sometimes can be a little unfair, and the reason why we kind of let that happen, because we didn't have an option all these years. We didn't have an option that we would be able to put it out directly. Even if you, let's just say you're an independent band, you still would have to make CDs, you still would have to print CDs, you still would have to put it up on a platform, which would, if you sell it, would take a percentage of it. But now we have beautiful platforms like WazirX who are helping us reach our patron directly, taking the third party out, which I feel is right now it seems to be a genius idea, but only time will tell how it helps artists and how it helps the patrons, the buyers, and the sellers. So but I think, yeah, that's the roadblock that we are right now trying to take off, we're trying to avoid. So once that is avoided, let's get minting, as we have started saying that as a term.